Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in and deciding to watch this video. Today I am doing a sunset eyeshadow look, and I wanted to talk about how I overcame struggling with my self-image. So just getting into it, I didn't start off being insecure. We all know how it happens. Someone points something out and then all of a sudden you're thinking about it all the time. In elementary school, I was actually very popular. Nobody really pointed out my differences to me in elementary school, but at the same time, we were little kids and we were all so nice to each other, and there was just really no drama. But when the self-image issues really came in is when I got into middle school. And why? Because, once you get into middle school, you start going through hormones and puberty, and I started getting crushes on guys, and that's when it happened. My differences also started getting pointed out to me when I would go out in public. If you guys haven't noticed, I have a beauty mark on the right side of my cheek, which honestly, when in my young years, I was thankful for my birthmark because I didn't know my left from my right. So it was pretty useful because my birthmark's on my right. So I'm just like, that's how I learned my left from right, guys, and that's how I use it to this day. But yeah, it started getting pointed out to me in public. People would be like, "Hey, what's that on your face?" And one time someone even said it was disgusting to look at. And as I got into middle school, I would get crushes on guys, and that's really just when the bullying started. I started getting bullied because of my birthmark, and also just the fact I was set apart at a very young age. I was very weird and quirky, and I was never meant to get along with other people. And to this day, I'm really happy that I didn't fit in with other people, because now in this generation, everybody wants to be different. Everybody wants to have something that nobody else has. So I'm so happy that I'm weird and I'm able to be comfortable in who I truly am and not hiding under a mask of someone else, So yeah, I began to get bullied, and this was when social media was starting to become a very big thing. So all of a sudden I'm getting bullied for my looks, and I'm seeing all these pretty girls on social media, and I'm just like, I want to be like them. But I didn't have makeup, I didn't have any of that. So I would try to mock the people that I would see on social media so bad and try to be just like them, even going as far as changing my personality and just altering my looks so much throughout my life. I went through a goth phase, I went through an emo phase, I went through a scene phase. Any phase you can think of, I've been through it. And if you guys want me to do a video on those phases, I will post my progress of being in high school so you guys can see all the phases I went through. As I got into high school, I started to experiment with makeup more, and I would alter my looks so badly, even going as far as shaving my eyebrows off. They never grew back, and that was one of my biggest regrets through high school. I started getting guys, I started pulling, I was going through relationships, and I would go into those relationships seeking validation, asking them if I'm pretty, and just even going as far as exposing myself just so that they can give me that validation and make me feel wanted. Eventually, all of those relationships failed because I was getting that validation, but it started getting to a point where I was getting asked for images of myself, and the validation just wasn't working anymore. It just felt like I was being fed with a bottomless pit inside of my stomach. Just being fed all this validation, but it still wasn't making me feel beautiful. It still wasn't making me feel wanted. I ended up moving in with my siblings, and I didn't have any of my makeup that I bought all this makeup, these wigs, all of these things, and I couldn't bring them with me because I moved with my siblings, and I had to start all over from the bottom, like not wearing makeup anymore, just feeling so insecure because I didn't have access to that anymore, and I just felt so naked. I grew up with a single mother taking care of me, and when I went on to move with my siblings, we went to church, and I started going to church. Before then, I didn't believe in God. My high school years, I no longer had faith in him because of the bullying I went through and just the hardships of my life, and I would blame that on him. And so when I started going to church again, the fatherly figure I didn't have growing up, I found that in God. And I tried so hard those years to find it in the boys that I was talking to without realizing it, the validation I needed from a father. And I didn't know that I was truly just filling this void continuously because I was looking for a father. It says in 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as a man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." It also says, this is a known verse, Psalm 139 verse 14, "I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well." I realized that Satan is a liar, because the last thing God would say to me is that there was something wrong with the creation that he said is good and that he said is wonderfully made. I realized throughout those years of me being bullied that was Satan trying to get me down and trying to push me away from God. And that's the exact reason why I stopped believing, because Satan was working in those kids who were bullying me to bring me down, because he knew how powerful I would be in the future. And even now I think to myself, I don't want to attract anybody. Not everybody is made to see how beautiful I am. And sometimes God really does hide your beauty from people to protect you. I'm so happy that those bullies didn't like me, because why would I want to be around people like that in the first place? I want to be around men and women of God. And I know that people who actually follow God, they know better than to look at someone's looks. They know to look at someone's heart, because that's what God looks at. Rather than focusing on my appearance, I choose to work on my heart every single day, as hard as it is and as hard as it gets, because I know that's the most valuable thing, and that's the thing that's going to make it to heaven, not my appearance. And that's also what motivates me, is the fact that my skin will deteriorate one day and everything on earth will perish. And as long as I know that God made me in this way for a reason, and he made me perfectly, that's all that matters. If you followed me before I deleted all my videos, you know I'm an artist. And so is God. God is an artist. And people would tell me my art was ugly all the time, but only an artist knows the works, the true beauty of their own art. And those people who called me ugly, are they true followers of God? Because even God says that he created man in his own image, as it says in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. So I know the last thing a man of God is going to care about is my outer appearance. He will care about what's in my heart just like God does. Because if he's a true follower of God, he will thrive to be more and more like God every day. And that means looking at someone's heart rather than their appearance. Don't get me wrong though. Sometimes there be some good looking fellers out there, but the soul holds much more beauty to me. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I was going for a sunset like glam look and I didn't get too much of the orange. The orange just wouldn't stay for some reason. I don't think I put enough concealer, but it still ended up really pretty and pink and it matches my aesthetic. In the previous video I did more of a purple look and it was purple and black, and I don't have black clothes. I just have white and pink. I'm a girly girl and I just feel like that look would look good on someone else, but not me, especially given the fact I used to do my makeup like that and it just wasn't who I was meant to be. I wasn't supposed to be doing my makeup like that. It was me trying to be someone else. But I just wanted to try the look, you know, and I feel like it was really pretty, just not for my aesthetic. I feel like this definitely matches who I am, and I hope you guys enjoyed the short video of me just doing a cute eyeshadow look and getting ready for a graduation party. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. God bless. Mwah.